Сутні. Дякуємо, що ви сьогодні до нас приєдналися.
Dear colleagues, thank you for coming to hear about the launch of the second admission to the School of Mayors training program, and we would like to hear what skills they should have. So I'm happy to give the microphone to Mr. Hennadiy Zubko, Vice Prime Minister of Ukraine. First, I expected that you would describe the first graduates of our School of Mayors, about the first mayors, first heads of the city councils, about our graduates who are secretaries to the mayors, who gained new skills. This is a new, fresh year in the local governments. Today, I met with mass media. I stated that decentralization reform, which ruins the Soviet approach when all decisions were made in Kyiv, then went to the oblast level, and actually all the local communities which lived in small cities, towns, villages, they had no need to make decisions themselves. Today we ruin this system, and we need to train people having the capacity of management. We need to involve investments to the community. These people should be aware with local finance, with strategic planning, with managerial skills, etc. They should be able to manage land resources, development budget, and thus change the quality of life in local communities. So training of those mayors became the topical thing not to lose. The entire generation of managers, we should to train them now at the basic level, at the grassroots level, to be able to make decisions at the local level, and thus move in direction of local creating local leader. That's why I'm very grateful to the School of Mayors for that very concrete, very specific outputs which local communities had received. And I believe that our future expectations are laid upon not just of the School of Mayors, but also jointly with OECD and Pulse project and some other projects. We are thinking how to organize a permanent course in the Academy of Leadership, and the experience in infrastructure development, in investment projects, planning, and in development budget planning will be delivered by you. That is now having the state local budget fund more than 3 billion. We need to have budget managers on site able to manage all that available funds. Also, we should bring up a generation of managers who would be able to manage local land resources and attract investors, not just to say, please, as please help us with infrastructural repairs. Please help us with opening of kindergarten, etc. This situation had gone to the past. Today I hear from people in the cities at the level of local communities, please train us how to develop a budget, please train us how to develop a sustainable project. So we have to stack with these demands of public management in democratic state. Because of the Soviet style approach, we wasted a lot of time, and we wasted an opportunity to develop while local communities stay dependent from the central allocations from central budget. Today, local communities can project the development budget, their own development budget for the incoming year, not waiting for the decisions in Kyiv. They know their tax base, they know what local opportunities they have, and they're able to project for the next year. But there is also a big precondition: the quality of the projects, the investment attractiveness of which such investment project, because all of the oblasts have to compete for investors. And here, much would depend how local management is to build up interrelations with investors, with central authorities, with local community. Many of these factors will influence the quality of their work. So I encourage all the stakeholders to develop the strategy for to develop a program on building up managers of local programs. Thank you that you mentioned this. We should not have just one university delivering this or that program. We should have the spectrum of such managerial program. Before we signed the memorandum on launching the second admission to the School of Mayors, on behalf of the Ministry of Education and Science, I would like to give the floor to Mr. Rohov, and members of the Color Club clearly understand that without managerial staff, you would be unable to change the country. Somebody has to implement improved legislation, and Mr. Serhiy Kvit is now at the session, and he said the following: the ministry carefully follows up the initiatives like School of Mayors, and I'm happy that 3 teams with new paradigm of thinking managed to win in the previous year elections. With the quality education gained by the trainees, they should be able to implement it in practice. It is important that School of Mayors had become the regular school, and now we are announcing the second admission. We are happy that it complies with the state educational standards, and that will allow the future trainees to get state certificate. I would encourage mayors and deputy mayors to apply to this second admission of the School of Mayors, and I wish you all possible success. And now about the procedure, I will assist you in signing the memorandum.
Власне, про конкуренцію.
About competition, I will capitalize on your statement. We have now very good partner, very good business school, MIM-Kyiv, and I'm pleased to give the floor to International Management Institute, IMI Business School, and this is Madam Tikhomyrova. When Ruslan Rohov came to us and offered to have a joint program, we immediately answered yes, because we believe that this is extremely important. Despite the fact that we are called IMI Ukraine, we work in Ukraine for the entire country. We have nationwide representation, and we believe that it is extremely important that mayors manage local communities from the position of private business, that is involvement of foreign investors, motivation of local teams, etc. Here we are speaking with the vocabulary of real business, what to do with funds, how to mobilize the budget, what to do with the budget, how to make proper budget estimates, where are losses, where are incomes, where are revenues, whether the local community may issue some securities. So all those parts of our business education could provide a lot of benefits to the School of Mayors. Thus, we would deliver knowledge or expertise which is not related to politics, or even policy. This is a spectrum of technical tools allowing to understand what to do and how to do. We believe that we can do this, how to provide such training. And since we are very confident about this news, we decided to become the partners in the School of Mayors. Last year, we opened a new program, MBA in Public Administration, and it was called Generation UA. The principles which we tested during that last year will be on more practical grounds applied in this new School of Mayors. Later, I am ready to answer your questions. We hope that this will be useful, and we are happy to work with you. And now I would like to give the floor to Ms. Grinevich, who also provided her intervention. Madam Grinevich is an MP and a member to the Kola caucus in the parliament. Lilia is now at the sitting of the committee. We need professional teams working in the municipalities, specifically when, under conditions when the powers are increased in line with decentralization principles. And this opportunity for the trainees to undergo internship in Polish municipalities is extremely useful, and thus they will clearly understand the new set of issues in front of them.
So we start today from the announcement and this signing in the framework of the memorandum. The deadline is 31st of March. So please ask your questions and first introduce yourself and whom you pose a question to. Do you have questions or comments, dear colleagues? Okay, I will add. I thank a lot to Vice Prime Minister, and we will get external resources, and we work for this in this direction. You can read. You can deliver your lectures on public administration, actually, and we hope for this. And we want to see you among our teachers. Okay, we agree on that. Thank you. Join us.